The Desert Poet. The moon over the sands outside Riyadh in the 1930s was not a soft glow, but a brilliant silver lamp illuminating the world in stark chiaroscuro. This was the only light Amira dared to use for her secret education. While the desert tribe slept in the relative cool of the night, she would wait for her brother's lessons to end, then steal the glow for herself, tracing the shapes of letters he had drawn in the dust. Her father believed a woman's duties lay in the hearth, not the inkwell. Yet Amira felt an unstoppable, yearning hunger for the written word. She practiced in silence, her lips moving only to memorize the sounds. But sometimes, when the silence of the camp was absolute, she would wander to the edge of the dunes and recite the verses her memory had captured, letting the wind steal the words she could never speak aloud. It was during one such recitation that she met Faris. He was a poet, a shair, known to wander from one oasis to the next. His possessions few, but his stories endless. Faris had paused at their camp for water and rest. He found Amira with her back to him, her simple headscarf lifted by the breeze, her clear, strong voice weaving the ancient poetry of the peninsula into the night air. When she finished, startled, she spun around to find him watching, his eyes crinkling at the corners in a knowing smile. "Do you know the meaning of the verses you speak, little one?" he asked, his voice melodic, like the soft strum of a lute. "I know the meaning of the feeling, sir," she replied, her face hot with embarrassment. "They speak of a love that is too great to be contained." Faris nodded, understanding her answer implicitly. The next morning, before he departed, he gifted her a small, leather-bound notebook, new, smooth, and waiting for ink. He pressed the gift into her hand, his gaze intensely meeting hers. "A poet who hides her words is a candle without flame, Amira," he whispered, the desert wind catching his robe. "The fire exists, but the world cannot benefit from its light. Write down the words that haunt you. Give the silence a tongue." He was gone by midday, setting off on his long pilgrimage, the annual Hajj. Amira never expected him to return. He was the embodiment of the passing storm, beautiful and impossible to hold. Amira took his words as both a challenge and a sacred duty. Every night by the silver light of the moon, she wrote. She did not write poetry at first, only observations. The precise color of the sunrise, the feeling of sand between her toes, the smell of her mother's cardamom coffee, the quiet grief of her unspoken love for the wandering poet. Gradually, the observations turned to verse, the prose transforming into measured lines of her own making. She filled the pages not with fanciful dreams, but with the stark, beautiful reality of her life and her yearning soul. The notebook became her sole confidant, a secret chamber holding the burning life that existed beneath her quiet demeanor. When the book was finally full, the leather covers soft and swollen with ink, she felt a profound sense of completion. It was a testament to the brief, life-changing encounter with the man who saw the flame hidden inside her. She carried the notebook tucked into her saddlebags as the tribe moved. Years later, when Amira was an elder, the notebook was lost during a fierce sandstorm that scattered their possessions. It was a tragedy she accepted as the way of the desert. All things returned to the sand. Decades passed. The desert swallowed and then revealed. A group of travelers navigating a forgotten trade route stumbled upon a glint of leather emerging from a deep, windswept dune. They cleaned the dust from the relic, opening the water-stained pages to find them filled with exquisite, passionate Arabic script. On the very last page, written in ink that had miraculously survived the elements, were the final heartbreaking words of her dedication. "He was the verse my heart never forgot." The travelers knew they had found not just a notebook, but a heart made of ink and yearning, proving that the words of a true poet, once given flame, can burn long after the candle itself is consumed by the wind.